Welcome back. Welcome back to the Outdoor Talk Podcast. We are live.
Live action.
Yeah, we're in the dining room today because it's too cold to be outside, and we're getting ready to go to the gym after this.
Yes, sir.
So what we're going to do, we're going to shake up a little pre-workout for the podcast, get a little, a little head buzz going on,
Yeah.
and then we're going to start talking outdoor talk.
Dude, I don't know if I should drink or you should drink any pre-workout before this podcast.
Well, we're going to mix one up real quick. I'm going to go with the Caged Muscle.
There it is.
My brother-in-law got a discount code.
Shout out to your brother-in-law. We need to put that discount code in the
Help him out. Shout
help
out
him
Bryce.
out a little bit. We're back. We're your hosts, Tanner Bowden and
Nelson Cobb.
And,
This is the Outdoor Talk Podcast.
the Outdoor Talk Podcast.
Cue the intro one more time.
That's so cool. When you have full control over everything, like we could put explosions in anything and everything.
We need one of those mixer one of these days, like, or how's it
Yes.
go? It's like that
yeah.
bullhorn.
That's like, what is it? DJ Khaled, we the best. And then you hit the bullhorn and everybody goes crazy,
Oh, yeah. I like it.
We got a pre-workout.
Got a pre-workout.
Nelson's gonna fine-tune us in the gym this year. That's one of my resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all have any out there. But speaking of resolutions, man, we had an awesome stinking duck hunt. And you can't beat a good duck hunt.
I know. I like hunting after after January, it gets really good around here. It really does. Like the birds just show up. We get a lot more colder weather. And we've had a really, really mild winter, or I guess December. Would you call winter in Texas
Man,
December?
70 degrees.
Or winter really start in like January around here? Because
January for sure. And I honestly think Texas Parks and Wildlife, they need to push all the seasons back for us. Yeah. Like for whitetail deer, I have more pictures in January than I do in December. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially late January.
Well, the problem is with pushing it back. Oh, I guess not for bucks, but for does.
Breeding.
The does are already bred. And so, like, you don't want to risk shooting a bred doe. But, the bucks, they're done rutting. So, I don't know. I wouldn't mind pushing it back. I do get a lot more. I guess just the bucks get closer. They get back together. Little bachelor groups. And they start showing up more. And they're not just, chasing that tail for 6 miles down your brother's, down your
neighbor's
place.
Oh, Ricky Dale Jr., Bobby Dale. Dale.
Brisbane down there, boy. Past the cemetery on the left by the big oak tree. Past that. Keep on going. Go across the creek for another country mile. Down there.
Man, I like it.
I know.
You really get somebody on the wrong track right there.
Yeah, no.
Like, what did he say? I'm trying to find this location. No, but hey, we did have an awesome, speaking of the January duck hunting, we had an awesome duck hunt last weekend.
We did.
I didn't anticipate going in there and shooting as many birds as we did, but we made it happen and we had fun doing it. It was Nelson's spot first and foremost, and then on top of that, he provided us some mud stools, mud seats. What do you call those?
Mud seats.
Mud seats.
Yeah, it's just a seat that has like little feet that open up so they don't sink down in the mud. Yeah, they're great. I love them.
Anchor system essentially on the bottom.
Just like a little, and then you can lean up against them and raise them up and down.
They're phenomenal though. Like we threw them in cattails and the birds couldn't see us. They were dumb. We had the sun at our back, which was really good. Not any wind, hardly, like 2 miles an hour wind.
That's the only problem, I think. If we would have had more wind, it could have made it better, but it was already pretty good.
It was good. It was good. We had 30 birds on the water before we even shot our first shot. We had a bunch of widgeons, some ringnecks. We did see some mallards, but, man, we didn't get after them. And a crazy thing, you can hear the difference. Obviously through the sound of what the bird makes, But from a gadwall and a mallard, from the distance, if it's darker, where you're not able to differentiate. Excuse me, I'm not even going to say that.
I know what you're saying. I'm not going to say it, but.
Yeah, it's differentiate.
Thank you, babe.
Differentiate.
Say that 12 times.
Feliz Navidad. You're speaking like German over here. No, and that was actually, I almost said Spanish in Spanish. My bad. Just cut. Time
no,
out,
we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it. So we were hunting in the pond, and you couldn't
Yes.
Thanks, babe.
You can't determine if it's a gadwall or a mallard if there's no light. Okay, if you just see the shadow of the bird, they look pretty similar.
Well,
mallards' heads look bigger though.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
But if you're really good,
am I calling myself out?
Yeah, if you got them really good ears like these, they're not very good because we shot I've shot so much growing up without ear protection, and that I wish we got a cat on the table. I wish I would have had ear protection growing up, like more. I wish I was like focused.
Dude, I didn't even wear it Saturday. I don't think any of us wore it Saturday.
No, but what I was saying was,
I agree.
You can kind of tell the difference between a gadwall and a mallard, where they quack. Like the mallard's got that more raspy, and that gadwall's kind of just like a.
Well, you can do a typical gadwall call in a mallard, mallard hen duck call. Like if it's a 737, all you do is you tick into it. Mm-hmm. It's tick
instead of like give your like more like a
instead of the hot air. It's more cold air going in. It's just like a lot of back pressure. You could build it up if you wanted to. If I had a duck call, I could actually explain it for y'all, but it's not a big deal. But you tick into that call, and that's what the gadwall. It's like I don't know. They do little ticking sounds.
Yeah.
But man, we had widgeon, gaddies, mallards. I didn't really see any teal.
No,
that crazy thing, dude, is like the ringnecks and teal, they look similar too. Because ringnecks, surprisingly, they're a fast bird, man.
Ringnecks haul.
It's crazy. And when you shoot them after they come in and then they all just spread out, that's the best. It's literally one of the funnest volleys to hammer into is ringnecks.
I love them. A lot of people don't like shooting them, but they're a blast.
Yeah.
And they help you out with like your practices. Like you can hit some ringnecks, you can hit anything. I'm telling you, them suckers will get it, and they're tough. And you got to hit them like perfect. You got to smoke them down.
Yeah, but you just got to make sure they're dead before they hit the water, because if not, sometimes they'll commit suicide. They'll go down and hang on to something, or they'll just bob and weave your dogs. Yeah. Well, it was funny because Peyton brought his dog and Nelson brought Annie. Annie's a phenomenal dog. Peyton's dog does pretty good, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Peyton for bringing his dog. So while Annie was working hard, his dog was working, so they were rotating in and out. But we got into some geese too, which is pretty crazy.
I know.
But one ringneck specifically, it was like when we packed up and we were heading out, it was like bobbing and weaving, going up and down. I completely missed it. They were like, shoot that bird. They gave me a shell and everything. Didn't even have to do anything, but just aim and shoot. Well, I guess I hesitated. I knew the shot was coming, and I just pulled up, shot completely over this ringneck. The dogs were sitting there, to the sides, not out there with the ringneck, of course, but they were like looking to see where it went, and it had just gone under. But we ended up getting it.
Yeah, I've actually seen Annie go completely underwater. Like
that's so
you
cool.
Couldn't see her at all. She dove down, like she was swimming up to a bird, and he dove, and she went completely out of sight and got that sucker. And I was like, "That's my dog. That is my dog."
Man, and it felt good to be back. Personally, I haven't duck hunted since September. It was opening day of teal season in West Texas.
That was a great hunt. I kind of scouted them birds a little bit. I knew they'd been using that pool, and I think like a week before or a few days before, I drove out on the hillside of the pasture and just kind of scoped down in there, and I saw probably like 30 birds. So I knew there's going to be enough for us to go have a fun little shoot. But there was, before shooting light, it was bluebird skies, and before shooting light, the sun came up early that morning.
It did.
It felt like shooting light never got like to where, it felt like it took forever.
It was weird.
But anyways, like all these, I call them good birds, like the diver, not the divers, the puddle ducks. They all showed up early.
Big birds.
Yeah, and then as soon as shooting light comes around, they all kind of like swam away from us. Mm-hmm. And we shot a couple, and then all the puddle ducks, they left, and then all the ringnecks started filtering in.
Oh, dude, yeah. And that's, like I said, ringnecks are so much fun to shoot. And then we were getting, bigger volleys with the ringnecks too, surprisingly.
They were.
It wasn't just like one or two. You'd have like an 8-pack come in and do it dirty.
I know.
Now, keep in mind, there was something, and it could have been the wind factor playing into that day or whatnot, but like when those birds came in, it's like they wanted to be there, but they knew at the last second something was up. And it could have been our hide. Our hide wasn't like the greatest, but with the sun at our backs and in the bird's face, it made it a lot easier for us to be hidden.
Yeah, that's a key point. I never really thought about it, but that helped. It keeps the glow off your face.
Oh, yeah.
And we had those tall cattails behind us, so it kind of puts us in a shadow. And we were hidden pretty good, and then our camouflage patterns like blend in really good, especially that Sitka. That
XD Sitka.
That's a really good for cattails. Yeah. It blends in great, and like cornfields and stuff. But I think what hurt us the most was the wind. I feel like the wind, the birds weren't working into the wind like they should. You know, because they could turn and land wherever. Because we had 2 mile an hour. So when the wind's in their face, they use that. They come downwind and like. Get right there in front of you. So much easier to work on.
In West Texas, like a cool thing, if we had a 25 mile an hour wind and we were goose hunting that day, You could see like geese from like 500 yards out, and they're not super high off the ground. They're low. The reason is because there's so much wind force hitting them in the face.
Yeah.
They stay low and kind of get out of that.
What's higher wind or something?
Yeah, it's like where the wind actually like runs and like is the most powerful.
So it's kind of like a jet stream almost.
Yeah, they're below that stream of wind. It's really cool to watch them. And even when you shoot into a group, if a bird doesn't decide, hey, you know what, I'm flying away and back where I came from and using the downwind, they fly and soar. But if a bird tries to like go off to the right or left and still tries to fly behind you, with their wind in their face, dude, they're dusted.
I know.
And that's one of it's
them geese are fun because they're big birds and it's hard for them to get away.
Yeah.
They can get away if they use the wind, but if there's no wind, it's hard for them to get away. But they still like if you're not hitting them in the head with some twos and some BB shot, I mean they're tough birds.
Did you shoot a 3.5-inch show?
No, I just shoot threes.
Okay, did Peyton?
Peyton was shooting 3.5.
Was he shooting 3.5s?
No,
Saturday?
No, it was okay. No, he wasn't shooting 3.5 Saturday, but he said, "I'm so glad I'm not shooting these 3.5 because the week before we went goose hunting, and you couldn't go, and he was shooting 3.5, and he was like, you can tell what person in the group was shooting 3.5.
Oh man,
I just stick to threes. Like I feel like they're perfect for me. They're easy on the shoulder, and I feel like you don't fatigue out as much, and they're a lot cheaper.
Yeah, hands down. Academy, shout out to Academy.
Yeah, but it's better than a 2 3/4. So you get more pellets and more powder in there.
Downfall with cheap and expensive shells is it causes your gun to get clogged up with all this like fine grit, dirt, like
it's just cheaper powder that's unburnt, and like those higher, more expensive shells. They're like the engineering in the shell is like it's just better. Like it performs better. It burns up more powder. The wad cuts through the wind better. The pellets hold together tighter.
That's pretty cool.
There's a lot that goes into
that's crazy
a shotgun shell instead of just throwing a cheap wad in there and
a golf ball.
It's like a golf ball, exactly
like a golf ball.
All the little cuts on the ball keeps that ball spinning straight.
Dude, that's crazy.
Cuts
it's weird to think about it. But what shell were you shooting though Saturday?
I was shooting. First off, I had half a box of Migras. They're the 3.2s, so it's like 2-shot and 3-shot, or maybe it's 2 and 4s. But anyways, Migras, them suckers. They're expensive, but they will thump some birds. Those are probably hands down my favorite shell that I've ever shot. Out of my gun, my Carlson XL cremator, whatever it is. Full choke. Does a number out of that Benelli. And then I was also shooting, is my second favorite, or my favorite all-around shell was the Federal Blue Box 2s, 2-shot. I love them.
Nice. 3-inch 2s, though.
3-inch 2s. I haven't really had any misfires from them. They all work good. They're clean burning. They're not like super dirty, but they're not,
And don't be hesitant about buy the cheaper shells like the Winchester X. They're the Supremes or Extremes or whatever they're called.
You can get them at Supreme X or something.
Yeah.
Or X
you can get them at Walmart though, and then
we got a cat. Come here. Anyways.
Well, you can get them at Walmart for like $10, or used to. Like now, it's probably like $15 a box. But you used to could get them for like $10, and like never had a problem with them.
No.
They never misfired, nothing.
No.
But like, you'd always have certain random guys that you'd hunt with occasionally that would just rag on you for shooting like a cheaper shell. And there's nothing wrong with it besides just clogging up your gun. You just got to take care of your gun.
Clean your gun more often.
And that's essentially why I like pumps. I've had a Supernova since 2012. That's been 10 years, and it still fires. I had a little trouble 2 years ago with the firing pin.
Yeah.
I just cleaned it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't personally clean it. I actually got somebody to clean it.
Yeah.
But I didn't clean that gun for like 6 seasons.
Hey.
And there's no issues, no problem. My full choke that's in it right now, it's cross-threaded inside the gun, so there's no way for me to get it. I've broke 2 sets of pliers trying to get it out, too.
Yeah.
But speaking...
I had to take my barrel one time and stick it upside down into a jar of penetrating oil to let that stuff soak into that carbon, that carbon and rust just froze in there. And then I had to stick my gun in a vise and clamp my gun into a vise and take a little choke remover tool, stick it down in there and put 2 pairs of pliers on the outside of it so I get more leverage. And I broke that sucker loose.
Did you really?
I did.
Man, I'd be scared to do that with mine.
I check my choke every time I take my gun out. Every time I clean it, I put oil on it. I mean, them chokes, like, you want to take care of your gun. So all that, we're hunting in all the weather. We're hunting in dry fields, all that dust getting in there. It's raining. It's gonna get in there and rust.
But just don't be afraid to use it and get it muddy and
I'm
get
not afraid.
it. Like no,
I just clean it afterwards.
I'm talking to our viewers right now on this, not necessarily you, but like it's mind boggling. Somebody gets like a $30,000 bass boat. Hey, don't get dirt in the carpet. Like on your first trip, and you're like, it's part of like the weigh-in process. You're always running to weigh-in. You're not concerned about like it's part of it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's people out there that
you see my truck.
clean it.
I drive a pretty nice truck, and I use it as a truck.
Yes,
This sucker is nasty. During hunting season, I don't clean it. And I've got a dog down here that sheds like crazy, and mud in the seats from her. I use it. It's a truck.
This dog right here, we need to get some footage. I told myself, I said, Nelson's going to have his camera. I didn't bring my camera. He didn't even bring his. So we didn't have no footage of our hunt. But this dog right here, talking about that goose retrieve, we never really explained how the geese worked for us. Where we were sitting, we were kind of on the dam side of the lake. Mm-hmm. So we could use essentially just the dam for cover and the cattails for cover. And we'd have these geese come over. And then we would kind of throw some calls at them too, to kind of get them online. And then once they got there, our first volley that we had of geese, well, these are graders too. These aren't lessers. So these are some big birds, like 3 foot neck looking at, what I'm saying?
They're big old birds.
Big birds. We had a 2-pack come left side. And I was just looking over at Nelson. I didn't want to flare them with my face or whatever. And I said, are they here? They're here. Nelson's like, y'all get ready. He's like, take them. We turned up, dude. We had 2, like probably 15 yards from us, and it was like there was only 2 shots is what I heard. If it was all 3 shooting,
all 3 of us shot.
Okay,
but it sounded like 1 go off.
Both of those birds dropped though, and it was crazy. We were all like high five. It was just fun,
it was awesome.
Man.
It
was great.
I know that was awesome.
Yeah.
And then the next group come over. And we did terrible. I think we got 1 out of the whole group.
Yeah, and that was a bigger group, but they flared last second.
They did. They
flared last second.
Yeah, and they weren't really wanting. We just like kind of clucked at them to get them on track, coming towards us. And I doubt they would have circled because they weren't wanting to be there. They were just flying.
Yeah,
they had a destination, but we kind of directed them towards us. Which,
that was cool.
Which graders do really, really good. It's so much fun.
They're dumb when they should be smart, as in like a lesser, I feel like is more intelligent, has seen more because it's it's traveling. This is more of like a local bird.
Yeah,
don't really ever get in any type of danger.
No,
but they are worried a little bit.
Yeah,
from like varmints and stuff.
But they did flare on us that last minute, and they started getting a little farther away, and I think I got too excited from the first group, and I just made bad shots.
Oh yeah,
and also I had 2 shells in my gun, so which that means nothing. I mean, I could have got at least 1, but I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, we ended up killing 7.
Yeah.
And that was good on top of a 3-man limit, too. So total 25 birds. And I think that the calculations are right. I just added them up the other day or whatever. 25 birds, 3 guys, and done by 9. We were taking photos by 9:30.
Yeah.
So like
we
18
ducks and then 7 geese.
We literally could have stayed out there a little bit longer just to see if more geese had, flown over or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was hesitant on bringing my floater geese decoys, and I didn't. But we really didn't need them.
No, maybe next time it might be good just for those ones that were like on a beeline somewhere else. Maybe if they saw those in our spread, they might okay, we're gonna come
run some
and give us a better
them.
look. Yeah, run some traffic. But those geese, I actually cleaned them birds and made some jerky with them. And then that goose jerky, you can't tell it's goose. I mean, it's good. A lot of people don't like goose. They say it's real greasy.
Yeah.
But I marinated overnight in my little, I just kind of come up with my own jerky recipe, and
pretty good.
About money. It's good. So that's one good thing you can do with geese, and they make a lot of jerky.
Yeah.
I think 7 or 8 geese, 7 geese. Okay, I made the jerky from the 8 geese before this. I have the jerky from, I'm going to make jerky from the geese we just shot, but the group we shot past weekend, I shot 8, and that made like 10 pounds of cut up breasts probably.
No, I saw the snap
and it turned into like 2 pounds of jerky because it's so dehydrated.
Yeah, he sent on his Traeger. I guess it's got the little process to make jerky on it or whatever, and like the whole thing was filled up. There was no space. He had even leftovers on the side, like on a little sheet or not a sheet, just a plate. Mm-hmm. What is it called?
I just had like a drying rack or something. I filled the Traeger up completely.
Yes,
I had the small one, the 575 or something, but with that many geese, I had to put some in my dehydrator too, but it didn't turn out as good. That smoky from the Traeger was money. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I think I'm also thinking about. I have a bunch of ducks in my freezer. think about grinding them up and either making like sausage or making like duck hamburger meat. I don't know if it's gonna be any good.
It'd be crazy.
Mix some like pork sausage with it. I don't know.
Maybe it's worth a shot.
Yeah,
you can YouTube it.
I just run out of ideas what to do with my duck meat.
Yeah,
you know, like
no, that's true.
I love grilled duck breasts, reverse seared in the oven, but I just run out of ideas like what to do with it.
Man, if you could leave the breast, just the skin on the breast, and then you could fillet it if you wanted to. Fillet it, cut it up, do whatever, marinate how you want to. But if you can just leave some type of skin on it, it's a world of difference. Right
the skin makes a difference. That fat renders down, and it turns the bird into like a gourmet piece of meat.
It's pretty good.
It's
some good stuff.
People pay a lot of money for that kind of stuff. So, hey, let's take a break real quick before we get into there, and we'll get back into the hunt and our last weekend of duck season coming up. Yeah. So let's talk about our little game plan, what we got going on. And we're back. We are back. And we don't have any sponsors yet, so we didn't have a commercial, but we're back. And hey, this coming up weekend is going to be the last weekend of duck season for 2022,
That's
2021, 2022 season. And I'm excited. I feel like we're going to pull off a pretty good hunt. We can always go back to the pond and shoot some more ringnecks and have another great hunt. It'd be fun. But
no. Hey, it was cold. I did want to mention that too.
It was very cold. It's 18 degrees.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And no. I just think that's why they're here right now, at least.
Like I said, in January is like Texas winter. And then,
as long as next season, like if we even have
whatever else,
one more cold front come in, I think we'll be good before next weekend.
Cold front blows in tonight. And tomorrow morning, or I'm sorry, Wednesday, Thursday morning, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's like 28 degrees, 27.
Dang.
So
it
might push another little group of birds down, some fresh ones. And never know. This weekend could be a really good last hunt.
Well, my goal is I want to try to get me and about 3 or 4 others. I want us to get all on one spot, and I want us to limit out. Now, keep in mind, I want to thank the pre-workout for making me burp during that sentence. So thank you, pre-workout. I do want to try to get us a big group though, and I want us to limit out. And that's asking for a lot here in Northeast Texas because we don't really have the birds. But when they're doing it dirty like that, it's super hard to go to like a pond with 20 birds on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you want the best chance and best opportunity that so you.
And honestly, if we don't have a good last weekend of hunting, that past weekend, that hunt, that was like that would have done it for me. But
it was good. But I've got 2 spots that I can check on for us. I'm excited about that. I talked to the landowner today. Permission's there. I just got to make sure that they're there.
Make sure the birds are there. Yeah, you can have all the permission in the world, but if the birds ain't there, and they're migratory birds, they might be there one day, they might be gone the next.
And then maybe try to run some traffic too.
Definitely.
Either of those spots, potentially I could get some different type of waterfowl. I'm not going to say what just yet.
I've also got one more trick up my sleeve that it might be a fun little hunt.
What's that?
The woody hole.
Oh, yeah.
Probably about 40 wood ducks in a pond the size of this living room. Maybe a little bigger than that.
Hey, you on your slough?
No, it's out in our other place. East of town.
Oh, okay. Hey, that could be a really good hunt.
It'd be fun. You can only kill 3 piece, and we could smoke them. Take our chokes out and put like improved cylinders in. And
there's no mallards?
All wood ducks. It's in like this little timber hole. Yeah. Also a pond in the middle of the woods. And it's got like that duckweed on top. It's like green.
Is it the one that...
Okay. We haven't hunted it. I've never hunted it. I've jumped it.
Your first hunt with Annie.
Yeah.
I was there.
That pond, not that pond.
But when we left, we went and checked one more just to see what was on it.
Yep.
That's the pond?
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
This
pond that he's talking about is tiny. Like, it's not very big.
Covered up with wood ducks.
Dude, I kind of want to do that. That would be a sick video, though.
It would.
It would be sick. Somebody, like, that'd be easy footage, too.
Yeah. If it's light enough. If we have enough light. If it's cloudy. But if it's bluebird skies and they drop in there, if they come in early, I don't know. But it would be fun hunt.
Well, yeah, you could let them.
You're talking about like 410s. If we had like 410s.
28 to the face.
Oh, yeah.
410. 28 gauges, they're expensive. I didn't know they were that expensive.
They're really nice for like upland birds hunting. Mm-hmm. A lot of people like pheasant and quail hunt with them. Because they don't like blow the birds to pieces, but they have enough knockdown power. It's like in between.
Okay, all right. Well, we can end on this. Okay. I'll need to go. I'm sure you got it on your Instagram too, but go check out my page and look for the pheasant hunting video. I'm sure Nelson's in the what is it? The title screen. Cut that, please.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Nelson's in a thumbnail on my page on that video though. But Nelson comes to West Texas my last year at bird camp and demolishes pheasants in front of clients, and it's the funniest, the best, like literally one of the best moments of the season for sure.
I've got a video on my YouTube channel too. I think I took the part you sent me, and I used your clips and I put it in my video also.
Yes,
but bro, yours is good. It's got the slow mo, the feathers just floating away. It's pretty good. Go check it out.
We'll have a link. Watch.
Yeah, and all these links will be in the show notes below and in the description and stuff. So.
But we got big plans for next weekend, so that's good.
Yes, sir.
Fortunate for that. And then we'll just keep bringing you some content. Apologize about the busy, chaotic schedule that we have going on. But
hey, that's life. We got,
we're trying to make it happen for y'all.
We are.
Y'all stay tuned.
I know.
Get ready for another episode.
And once the birds are gone, we got plans. We got plans for the turkeys.
Turkeys.
The
Let's go. Dude, I'm so pumped.
We got a new rig, a new little boat to go catch some crappie.
I'm 0 for 2. 0 for 2 on the turkey hunts. And they're Rios. And the first one I kill, I'm literally going to slap in the face just because of how mad I am at him. I missed a close to 7-inch beard last year. Way too far of a shot. Took it anyways. Flew off. I was literally slinging.
Yeah.
I say still.
We got a really good friend that is a really good turkey hunter.
Yes. And
we're going to have him on the podcast when turkey season comes around.
Yeah, and for doing that, he's going to take us turkey hunting. So y'all know.
We hope. He might call us. He might call one in for us. You never know.
Yeah.
He'd probably love to do that.
No, he would. I'm sure he would.
Yeah. But we need to take our guns out and pattern them a lot better this year. I feel like last year we just kind of just threw some shells in there and shot them like, all right, we're good.
Yeah.
We didn't take the time to try out a bunch of different shells.
Yeah.
Also it was COVID and, when all the ammunition sales went like crazy and we couldn't find anything. So we were shooting what we could get. So that was another problem.
Dang, but I forgot about that. It's crazy. Yeah. This year will be different though. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to, first and foremost, we planned our trip earlier this year. So we're not going to get 3 weeks in, the first incident happened, our first year that happened, we had a group come up there, like the first weekend, they killed some birds, quite a few birds.
Kind of educated them a little bit.
And then we went 2 weeks after them and had no luck. And then last year,
we had a cold front blow in, but the birds were henned up already, and they would not. We couldn't
went
pull them
late
off.
again. No, we went late again. So this year we're going, I think, the second weekend. We can't do it the first. The first weekend we'll be looking at 2 days of hunting. If we go the second weekend, we're looking at 3 days. So I'm really pumped up about that.
It'll be fun. I'm excited. I love turkey camp.
Turkey camp's always a good time.
It's a great time.
Is Keaton going this year too?
He is.
So me, you, Keaton, and then
maybe Ben.
So
it might be like the same group we had,
And that first year too, Ben froze his rear end off.
I know. And if we don't get anything the first trip, I'm going back.
I'll go back
later
with
in the
you.
season.
I'll go back with you.
So
for real.
Let's wrap it up. Thank y'all so much for listening to this podcast. We're gonna go hit the gym. I am starting to tingle, and I gotta go, run this stuff off so I can go to sleep tonight. And thank y'all for listening to this podcast. Please leave us a review on iTunes and subscribe to the YouTube channel and like it, share it.
Tell a friend.
We'll catch
Somebody
you on the next
needs to
podcast.
hear this podcast before they go into another week of work or before they go into the gym.
While they're at work. Wherever.
Whenever.
Yeah, you can watch us
The
on
Outdoor
YouTube
Talk.
or listen to us on your favorite podcast platform. So we'll catch you on the next podcast.
See y'all. Peace.